Hey Misfits. So this is going to be a lived experience trauma education video. I realize that's pretty much what most of mine have been. So many chronic health issues are not random. They're survival responses. And I know this not just from learning it, but because my entire body used to be one giant survival response. Trauma isn't just a bad memory. Trauma is what happens inside of the body when you don't get safety, protection, or relief. And one of those first things that trauma does, it fogs your brain so badly you feel like you've lost your fucking mind. So, brain fog, memory issues, and I think I'm losing my mind section. Unhealed trauma gives you absolute shit for brains. Not because you're lazy, not because you're broken, but because your brain is busy surviving. When your nervous system is locked in fight, flight, freeze, or hypervigilance, your executive function rather, goes offline. I was confused all the fucking time. I lost track of everything. I dissociated constantly. I did not trust my own thoughts. And when my mother and my ex-husband both kept telling me that I was crazy and I needed help, I believed them. Because I felt crazy. But the thing is, I wasn't crazy. I was traumatized. And I was being gaslit about it on top of that. I genuinely thought that I was developing early onset dementia or Alzheimer's. That's how severe that the fog and dissociation became. Yet I wasn't losing my mind. I was losing access to it because the dissociation was protecting me. So, breathing problems, chest tightness, and asthma. I couldn't take a deep breath for most of my life. I was diagnosed with asthmatic bronchitis about 15 or 16. Then my throat had swelled so small, like the size of a straw. And that's when they diagnosed me with asthma. My older sister was born with asthma. She was a preemie. And she was taken seriously. When I said I couldn't breathe, I was told that I was seeking attention. So I learned as a child how to breathe through a fucking asthma attack on my own. I didn't even realize that that's what I was doing until I breathed through another one myself last year, calming myself through coughing and clearing mucus and forcing air until help arrived. And I remembered then, I've done this before. Trauma didn't create the asthma, yet it absolutely made it worse. Fear constricts your airways. Abuse suffocates you emotionally, physically. My body learned to survive without help. So, hypervigilance and shallow breathing. I was hypervigilant everywhere. I scanned the rooms. I knew all the exits. I had to face the door. I could not settle until I knew the layout. I didn't know then that that's hypervigilance. I thought I was being prepared. My breathing was shallow all the time. And shallow breathing feeds anxiety, muscle tension, pain, panic. So that's why now the first thing I tell people is simple. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Because the breath tells the nervous system whether you're safe or not. Muscle tension, pain, and migraines. My body was clenched for decades. Like, my shoulders up, hips locked, back tight, legs aching. My glutes were so tight that, no joke, I could have cracked a walnut with my ass cheeks. Like, seriously. I had constant migraines, headaches. Those migraines did not start until like a few months after the ex and I started dating, and ended suspiciously shortly after we split. That is not a coincidence. That's what happens when safety returns to your body. So, trauma causes digestive issues and IBS as well. My stomach fucking hated me. IBS, both diarrhea and constipation. Like, I would eat, and within 15-20 minutes, I had to be near a bathroom because I was going to the bathroom whether I was sitting on the toilet or not. Like, it was that bad. Nausea, bloating, stomach pain, severe acid reflux. I was on reflux meds, nausea meds, meds to stop the diarrhea, meds to stop the constipation. Nothing worked. Because you can eat as clean as you want, exercise as much as you want, do all the right things. If you don't deal with your trauma runs your body. That spare tire, that's cortisol. That's stress. That's trauma. So, trauma causes sleep disturbances and nightmares as well. I barely slept for years. And I told myself it was bad sleep hygiene. But the truth is, I couldn't sleep next to the person who was hurting me. I only slept after everyone left the house. After he went to work, after my kids went to school, or when he was deployed, I did so well when he was deployed, and now I realize why. It's when I felt safe. I only slept when I felt safe. Now, I sleep 8 to 9 hours. Not because I'm perfect, just because my nervous system knows I'm not in danger anymore. So, trauma causes autoimmune conditions and inflammation as well. I have rheumatoid arthritis. I have psoriasis. I had constant unexplained pain and flare-ups. Electrical zaps through my body like all the fucking time. Trauma keeps the immune system in attack mode. My flares are far less frequent now than they were before healing. It was constant. So, trauma causes joint, foot, knee, and hip problems as well. I had 6 surgeries on my left foot alone. My knees gave out. My joints were unstable. I used a cane every day for years. At home, I held walls, I served furniture to get around. Outside, I needed a cane. In 2023, trauma-driven depression and neuropathy, actually no, that was 24, that was last year. In 24, it nearly cost me my foot. I didn't feel the infection until it was down, like open to the bone. I almost lost my foot. That was trauma. Depression and numbness don't just live in the mind. Now, I don't need the cane daily. I keep it just in case. And that's a massive change. Trauma causes cardiovascular and hormonal impaction. Action? Anyway, at 40 years old, I was diagnosed with coronary artery disease, CAD. I had a stent placed in my lower lad. 2016? Yes. Diabetes was diagnosed after that. Thyroid dysfunction, synthroid. I was on synthroid for years. Multiple specialists, 17 medications at the time. And today, no heart meds. No diabetes meds. No diabetes. No heart issues. No more. No endocrinologist. No cardiologist. One medication. The rest are supplements. My A1C is normal. My thyroid normalized after I left the trauma. Sorry, my cat is wanting to play mouse over here. So yeah, my thyroid normalized after I left the trauma. And healing didn't erase my history. It allowed my body to regulate. Trauma causes executive dysfunction. Trauma shuts down your executive function. Planning feels fucking impossible. Starting tasks feels overwhelming. You know what you need to do, and you can't do it. That's not laziness. That's nervous system in survival. Dude. As safety returned, creativity returned. Motivation returned. Clarity returned. So, the biggest truth to name clearly is this. Trauma doesn't show up just as one thing. It shows up as asthma, IBS, insomnia, autoimmune disease, brain fog, dissociation, executive dysfunction, chronic pain, hormone imbalance, heart disease, and many more. And when people see where I was and where I am now, it breaks that lie that this is just how my body is. Because no. This is just how a body adapts to survive. That's what my body was doing, adapting. So, this is just some of the ways trauma can show up in the body. Not all, not even close. Because trauma weaves through your nervous system, immune system, hormones, digestion, breath, sleep, and sense of safety. Many of us spend years trying to fix our bodies when what they really need is safety. I didn't heal everything at once. I'm still healing. What changed is this. I stopped treating my body like it was broken, and I started listening. My symptoms weren't random. They weren't weakness. They weren't failure. They were an adaptation. And when that trauma is being addressed, my body followed slowly, layer by layer. If you recognize yourself in this, your symptoms make sense. Your exhaustion makes sense. Your pain makes sense. Your body has never been the problem. It's been protecting you. This isn't the end of this conversation either. This is just the beginning. There are many more ways trauma shows up, and many, many more layers to healing. We'll talk about those too. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Shawnicorn of Shawnicorn Mindshift Coaching. I am a trauma recovery coach, which basically means I'm a certified health and life coach, and I am also a trauma-informed care practitioner, and I'm also a therapeutic arts facilitator as well, which basically is my way of, I do art therapy as well. However, I'm not a therapist, so I don't like attaching that. Therefore, it's therapeutic art activities. If you have stayed this long, I appreciate you so very, very fucking much. You rock. I love you. Take care. And yeah, this is what trauma can look like and why.